yourself. This is when you first learn to teach yourself. How did you verbs? Form the verbs, and then you learn some down. The mir, the ma'ir, the pronouns and stuff attached pronouns, and past as well. Present form, you learn this akul.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. We're continuing in the readings of the Manzuma aqeedatus saffaareeniyyah, and been explained by Sheikh Muhammad ibn Ahmed, or has been written by Sheikh Muhammad ibn Ahmed as-Saffaareeni rahimahullah ta'ala, explained by Sheikh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala. And we've been discussing the issue of the istiwa of Allah ta'ala based upon the bait of the Nadam subhanahu qad istawa kama warad min ghayri kayfin qad ta'ala an yahid. And that is the bait where the Nadam, he mentioned that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is free from any imperfections and deficiencies. He made istiwa, as it has been mentioned in the Quran and the Sunnah, without any type of kayf. Without any kayf here, meaning we don't know how. We don't know how, but it does not mean without any type of modality whatsoever. Allah Ta'ala, He is the Most High. And he mentioned, Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, a few things about the issue of al-istiwa from the Nadam, and then we want to look into some of the issues connected to al-istiwa. We mentioned some verses, we mentioned some of the things connected to istiwa concerning to how it has come, whether it has come connected with ala or ila or waw. Now we want to look at some of the mabahith, or some of the issues that are to be looked into concerning the istiwa of Allah Ta'ala. Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala says, وَفِي الْإِسْتِوَاءِ عِدَّةُ مَبَاحِث. And there are many different issues that can be looked into and discussions surrounding the istiwa of Allah Ta'ala. Al-Mabhath al-Awwal, the first of them, Ibn Uthaymeen, he mentions, أن الاستواء بمعنى العلو لكنه علو خاص. The first one is that al-istiwa, it has the meaning of al-ulu. And we know in some of the other books we've covered, other books we've studied, other issues or other times we've talked about this issue concerning the aqeedah of Ahlul Sunnati wal Jama'ah. We don't interpret istiwa of Allah Ta'ala in any other way other than the way that it has come in the book and the Sunnah. Right? Other than the way it has come in the book and the Sunnah. We don't say, as the people of Ta'wil, they say istiwa with the meaning of istawla. We don't say it. The istiwa has the meaning of istawla, meaning Allah Ta'ala istawla ala arsh, ala al-arsh, Allah Ta'ala conquered His throne. We don't say this. Right? And this is something that it presents and it shows or it alludes to a deficiency of Allah Ta'ala. Why is Allah Ta'ala going to have to dominate or conquer anything that He has created? It's not possible. Right? It's not befitting to attribute it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he says that أن الاستواء بمعنى العلو لكنه علو خاص. It has the meaning of al-ulu. Al-ulu meaning what? Highness, being above, right? But this is what? Uluun khasun, a specific type of ulu. A specific type of ulu. وسبق الكلام على هذا المبحث. And the issue have already preceded us concerning the ulu of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The ulu of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. المبحث الثاني على أي كيفية كان الاستواء. The second issue is, in which manner did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make istiwa? In which manner? Right? على أي كيفية. In which manner? In which modality? How did Allah ta'ala make al-istiwa? Al-jawab, the response to that issue there, that discussion is, Allahu subhanahu wa ta'ala a'lam. Allah knows best. Allah knows best. له كيفية لكننا لا نعلمها وحينئذ لا يحل لنا البحث فيها لا سؤالا ولا إجابة. But what we do know, that there is a kayfiyah, there is a manner, there is a modality in the way that Allah Ta'ala made istiwa. But we do not know. So since we do not know, it is not permissible for us to get into discussions surrounding the kayfiyah of the istiwa of Allah Ta'ala. Where is Jazari? Oh, that ain't good. Huh?
Right.
That ain't good. He came to me asking me about class tonight.
Oh, he did?
You left him?
Nah,
He came to me. He just came to my mind when I was just thinking about that. He came to me asking me specifically, right, after Maghrib about class. Right? I said, you come all the way back here to ask me that? He said, yep. You having class tonight, right? I said, yeah. So it is not permissible for us to go into discussions concerning that. La su'alan, not asking about it, wala ijabatan, and not responding to questions about it, dealing with it in that sense, right? لأن الله يقول ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم, and do not get into affairs in which you have no knowledge about whatsoever. Do not get into affairs and speak about affairs that you have no knowledge about whatsoever. And also Allah Ta'ala, we know He says in Surah Al-A'raf, that was in Surah Al-Isra 36, Allah Ta'ala also says in Surah Al-A'raf 33, قل إنما حرم ربي الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن والإثم والبغي بغير الحق وأن تشركوا بالله ما لم ينزل به سلطانا وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون. And indeed my Lord has prohibited, the things of which my Lord has prohibited is al-fawahish, and that which is of it, of what is apparent of it and what is hidden of it, as well as ithm and baghi, without any due right, sin and transgression without right, and that you will commit shirk with Allah Ta'ala in which He has not sent down any authority, any proof whatsoever for that shirk, and that you will speak about Allah Ta'ala and say about Allah Ta'ala what you have no knowledge of. فإذا قال لنا قائل كيف استوى or كيف استوى, if a person was to say كيف استوى, how did Allah Ta'ala, how did He make istiwa, how did He make istiwa, afwan, فإننا نقول له هذا السؤال لا يجوز. Our response to him is to say, this question is not permissible. It's not a permissible, appropriate, proper question. وإذا قال أنا أحب أن أعرف كيفية الاستواء, will the person say, I'm only asking because I want to know the manner in which Allah Ta'ala made istiwa. نقول, we say, لو كان لنا في معرفة هذا خبر لبينه الله سبحانه وتعالى لنا ولا يمكن أن ندرك هذا. If we had any knowledge of this information, if there was for us any ma'rifah of this particular information, my eyes is getting bad too. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it would have been that Allah Ta'ala, if we needed this information, Allah Ta'ala would have explained it to us. وَلَا يُمْكِنْ أَن نُدْرِكَ هَذَا, but it's not possible. We don't know this, right? We don't know this. لأن كيفية صفات الله أعظم من أن تحيط بها عقولنا, because the kayfiyah, the manner of the descriptions of Allah Ta'ala. How are the descriptions of Allah Ta'ala? They are too great. They are too great for us to comprehend with our own intellects. They're too great for our own intellects to actually comprehend. Knowing the kayfiyah, not knowing that Allah Ta'ala has these descriptions and these names. This is clear and this is easy for us to understand, right? That He has a name and He has a description that's connected to it. He is Ar-Rahim and He possesses Rahmah. He is Al-Ghafur and He possesses Maghfirah. He is Al-Azim and He possesses Azamah. He is Al-Aziz and He possesses Izzah. He is Al-Qadir and He possesses Qudra, and on and on and on. He is As-Sami' and He possesses Sam'. He is Al-Basir, He possesses Basar. He is Al-Hayy, He possesses Hayat. Right? We can comprehend this. But when it comes to how is the hearing of Allah, how is the sight of Allah, how is the life of Allah, right? No, the living of Allah, if you will. We don't know how this is. And it is not like the creation. طيب. Al-Mabhath al-Thalith, the second discussion concerning al-Istiwa, is هل استوى الله على العرش بمماسة أو بغير مماسة? Has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the istiwa upon His throne in a manner in which He is engaged, or He touches His throne? Right? He's sitting on His throne. He's connected to His throne in any way whatsoever. الجواب أن نقول في هذا كما قلنا في الأول السؤال أن هذا بدعة وليس لنا أن نقول بمماسة أو بغير مماسة. We say, as we respond to the first, that these type of questions are innovation. These type of questions are innovation. And it is not for us to say yes, and it is not for us to say no. ولكن نقول استوى ولا تتجاوز القرآن ولا نتجاوز القرآن والحديث. We say that we will not proceed beyond the limits of what the Quran and the Hadith has said. The Quran and the Hadith has said استوى, and this is where we stop at. طيب. لأن هذه الأمور الغيبية لا يجوز لك أن تسأل عن شيء إلا عن معناها فقط. Because these are from the affairs of the unseen, and it is not permissible for you to ask about anything of these affairs except their meanings. What does this mean? طيب? Not the manner, not the howness, but what does this mean? What does istiwa mean? It means Allah Ta'ala made istiwa, irtifa, sa'ida, to rise, right, to ascend, al-ulu, which is highness and above. أما عن كيفيتها وما زاد عن المعنى فلا يحل لك أن تبحث فيه لا سؤالا ولا إجابة. As for the manner in which Allah Ta'ala has done something, as for the manner of the descriptions of Allah Ta'ala, and that which goes beyond just the mere meaning, then it's not permissible for you to ask about this, not permissible for you to get into discussions about this, not asking nor responding. ولهذا نقول يخطئ بعض العلماء الذين قالوا إن الله استوى على العرش بدون مماثلة. And therefore we say that it is a mistake that some of the ulama, some of the people of knowledge, they have mentioned that Allah Ta'ala made istiwa upon His throne without any mumasa. نقول ليس لك الحق أن تقول بدون مماسة ولا أن تقول بمماسة أو بمماسة. دع هذا يسعك ما وسع الصحابة الذين هم أحرص منك على العلم وأشد منك تعظيما لله عز وجل. The Shaykh, he says, leave these affairs in which these were affairs that the Sahaba themselves, they didn't even get involved in. And they were those who had more of a zeal and a tenacity than you upon seeking knowledge. And they had more of a desire. And they had more of a desire of approaching and seeking knowledge than you. And they were more stronger in their elevation and exaltation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and giving Allah ta'ala His just due. Al-Mabhath al-R.E.D.A, we're gonna stop at this one here, and that is هل تقول استوى على العرش بذاته أو لا. The other discussion in dealing with istiwa is, do we say that Allah Ta'ala made istiwa upon his throne بذاته, in and of himself, with his that, أو لا. We will discuss this particular issue Wednesday, inshallah ta'ala, and this is al-mabhath R.E.D.A, the fourth discussion concerning al-istiwa. We will stop here and we will mention the response to this, the response of the Shaykh, and how this is to be dealt with, and the correct understanding of this, along with some slight evidences concerning the issue of this fourth discussion of the action of Allah Ta'ala and the sifa of Allah Ta'ala, al-istiwa. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.